Hey, what's up guys? Tone here, and today I wanted to play some Golden Krone Hotel. If you're not familiar with this, I've done a lot of videos on the channel, so you can probably check. I think there's a playlist with all of them, so feel free to take a look. This is the sweet Easter egg Despair theme music and title screen, but I will not be playing Despair today. It looks like I have a save that I thought I just got rid of, but I did it wrong. Complete current run. Cool. By the way, the Backpack Hero series, which is the last one I was doing, my save got deleted, which is really unfortunate because I wanted to continue that run and see the ending. Something I mentioned when we first started playing that is a browser game that has a lot of issues in my experience, so I'm guessing something happened with my browser cookies or something and deleted our save. In the future, I hear there's an itch.io like client or app that will run it possibly natively or locally, at least not in my browser, so it should be, I think, more stable as far as that, so I'll try that next time. I didn't know that was available until someone mentioned it after I was talking about how my save got deleted. But yeah, I was really looking forward to the rest of that run, but I guess it's not going to happen now. We had a cool build going. I wanted to see what the end of the game looked like. I'm not going to start another one right away, so maybe the next time there's a big update, or even for 1.0, we'll get back into that. So yeah, we're going to look at Golden Krone Hotel today. By the way, I also launched a Patreon recently, patreon.com/Tonehack. It's going to be the best way to support me going forward and try to make what I'm doing here more sustainable. It's in a soft launch phase. I was going to launch it officially this week, but I'm going to be gone for a few days, and I didn't want to do it right before then in case there's any issues or questions, so I'm going to wait till next week to go ahead and do that. So thank you for everyone that's already supported me. One of the reasons I wanted to do Golden Krone Hotel today is because on Patreon there are votes for like what videos I'm going to do next, and I meant to put Golden Krone Hotel in there, but I forgot. I think I left it out, so we're going to just be doing it now. But yeah, there are 3 votes on there: one for a Let's Play series, one for like a deep dive analysis, and one's for like an unspoiled first look / like short play of stuff that hasn't been on my channel before, and Patreons get to pick what I'll do next. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, and that lets you guys get involved and help me decide what to do next. But on to Golden Krone Hotel, a game about vampires and great themes, a very streamlined and fun roguelike, one of my favorites. I think we'll do the weekly here. I think that I'm probably not going to finish this before the weekly resets, but I think it'll let us continue our save. If not, then it may be another series where I miss our save gets deleted before the end. Honestly, we might even finish this before that happens. I can probably finish it, so that might not even be an issue, but I'm going to try and confirm that as we continue. But these challenger classes are really fun, so I think I'd like to give this challenger class a go. The weekly is you could do one run. It resets every Sunday, Sunday night, I think. And this is like a randomized class. It doesn't line up with any of these classes, which is a lot of fun to me. So let's give this. This is the challenger. It alternates every week between a random class and then one of these disguises. So we get the challenger, which is randomized. We start with -1 dex, -1 int, +1 or +6 hit points. And those hit points are pretty good on the very early game. -1 dex is pretty rough. We start with holy water, which is really strong, except not when we start as a vampire, because holy water damages vampires, and a nostrum, which is another healing item, so I guess we can use that. The tempest spell, which is, well, we can't use spells as a vampire, so that's not a consideration, but tempest is pretty good. I like it. Most of the spells have good uses. And we have arc enemies. These are a little stronger than normal in the weekly. The marauder, that's arc enemy marauders is tough, and both skeletons and greater skeletons. This might make getting to the mausoleum difficult. I'm curious to see how that plays out. We immediately get an updated revolver. It doesn't help us when we're in vampire form here. It looks like I'm an 8-way direction movement. That is optimal for the weekly. but not my favorite way to play necessarily. I mean, it's fine. There's... Ooh, I made a double move there. I almost got punished for it. Should have scooped up that blood. I didn't think it would take us so long to kill that goblin. Alright, we got a primer that'll identify a potion for us. Looks like this floor is clear. There is a hawker down there. That is the shopkeeper. Is that a manual? No, it's a potion. Pull this rat to the stairs, just so we have a escape. Some of these big rooms can get a little out of hand pretty quickly, as like multiple enemies find you and try to kill you. Alright, light in these rooms is pretty dangerous as a vampire as well. Alright, we leveled up. I'm gonna take strength to 11 because we're in vampire form. In Golden Krone Hotel, every odd strength value ends up giving you 2 points because vampires get plus 50% strength, and that's how the rounding works. So, like, if we were going from 9 to 10, I would get plus 1 strength right now compared to what we have in vampire form. Going from 10 to 11 is going to give us plus 2 strength. There's a lot of value right there. I like to stick to odd strength values because of that reason. But we want to get our dex up. Dex is really strong in general. So our strength is now 17. It was 15 when we were at 10. Can I afford to grab this blood? Oh, the sun's going that way. Of course. It starts from... The map's not filled out, but over here, going straight left, and the sun comes down around the building. So it'll start to go this direction, then this direction, then this direction, then this direction. So we should be able to avoid the sun for now pretty reliably. I don't like this. We're probably going to fight all 3 of those guys at once. This is a little dangerous as well with the sun. Let's pop back down. So the sun's about to change to these windows at the bottom. It's almost completely 45 degrees going left. So in a few turns it's going to shoot up from here, and I'm not sure where the broken glass is. We could get beamed with a sunbeam right away. I think we just take that because we're going to lose a lot of health if we wait on the floor below anyways. Oh, that's right. It doesn't beam straight ahead, but we still didn't know where the broken glass was, so it could have came from here, which actually looks like we would have been safe from, fortunately. This is actually a good place to be for that. I'm gonna come back down. That was a little risky, especially with this double window. If I knew those were there, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, I think we try to go upstairs. Okay, this is a much better level to be on during the day. So since the sun is at the bottom, you can see it's midday here. I'm going to explore the top of the level, and I'm going to avoid the left side as well because the sun's going to be over there pretty soon. I mean, we can... That guy got wrecked. We can go over here a little bit until the sun starts. I'm going to start pumping my dex now. I'll put 1 point into dex. You know what? Screw it. We're going to rush 13 strength right now. Alright, so... There's probably glass over here, and the sun's going to be coming out there soon, so I'm going to avoid the left side of this map for the moment. Hedge maze entrance. We're not going to go into that branch anytime soon. While I'm grabbing these books, but I am. There was a hawker on the floor below that we never talked to. I have 99 bucks. We have 3 potion options here to spend it on. This top one, the aromatic potion, looks pretty nice. I think we really want to find that this soul essence, soul elixir, so we can transform between vampire and human. Food is going to be good right away once we do become human. Although, since we're spending most of the early game in the vampire form, which doesn't consume hunger, that's not important at all. Acceleration is really good. Acceleration and deceleration are some of the items that I've grown more attached to recently. I'm going to save my money for books, maybe, for now. I don't see a big need for those at the moment. I was hoping I didn't get poisoned. Getting poisoned by those bees is really nasty as a vampire because they don't have enough health to give you health back via blood. What is your ice? Okay, we healed a bit off of that. Yeah, the blood they drop, you can't gain more health than the enemy had. So when you kill a bee, you gain like 1 HP back when you drink their blood, but the poison does a lot of damage. Actually gave us 3. Turning these on because when we come back here as a human, there are no threats to a vampire here. So having the light off is no advantage because there's no combat we're going to be doing as a vampire here. But we will, if we do come back into here as a human, there's going to be a vampire here and we're going to be wanting to be able to see them. So I'm turning the lights back on. Controlling the light as you travel is a pretty good thing to pay attention to. I should do downstairs real quick before the sun comes back out. Probably missed it. 3:56 a.m. Quick peek. Where's the hawker? Alright, I gotta go back up. Oh, I got there 1 turn. The sun's gonna come up when I go upstairs at 6 a.m. That was a little greedy. Alright, looks like we can go over here. There's a grimoire that'll teach us a spell. Vampires cannot read in this game. Alright, we're gonna risk getting hit by light here. Looks like we are safe for now. Try and lure one of these guys downstairs. I'm gonna kite this guy. I'm just gonna kill him. You can let them turn into mushrooms. And that spawn off their corpses and get a little bit extra XP. But they don't drop blood, so they're a little dangerous. Let's get our strength up to 13. So now we have 20 strength. We had 17 before. We put 2 points into strength, and now we're up to 20. I'm gonna start pumping my dex now. It seems like we're pretty... we're not really looking like spellcaster viable at the moment. Between having -1 intelligence and starting as a vampire, spellcasting never seemed like it was going to be very viable. That could change depending on what books we get here. But looks like we're going to be a combat guy. Baths. Not a good place to be for a vampire. Lots of water. Vampires don't like water. This Dex is killing me. These guys are actually pretty scary because of the stun, even though they're just wee baby little spiders. Did we finish this floor? Yeah, it looks like we did. Oh, I forgot about these dudes. The Samka. They're new in the last version that came out. They back up, so you have to back them into the walls if you want to attack them in melee, and they also make you vulnerable, which sucks. So I was trying to get out of their line of sight so they didn't make me vulnerable. I think they only do it in melee. I don't remember though. The more I do it from range. I didn't want to be vulnerable when that guy exploded though. Peek up here while it's still dark out. I'll just avoid that golem for now. Alright, frogs are a great source of blood. I'm actually going to leave that one alive. Alright, this is a safe stair as well. These areas are clear. I'm just going to turn the lights on so we come back as a human. Be able to see. Alright, there's our first pumped up marauder. Okay, not too bad. The grotto. Alright, I'm like pretty much full health, so let's fight this golem. I'm gonna kite them a bit, take advantage of their slow speed. This could be dangerous. Okay. Ooh. The last attack may not have been wise, but I guess we survived. Okay, so I made a mistake here, and it wasn't getting crit. You can't predict that. But blood can't drop. Actually, I think maybe blood can drop on torches. But when you're fighting guys in corridors like this, you always got to be cognizant of where the blood might drop. So I should have pulled this guy here, where blood can drop in 2 places next to me. We'll start raising our dex, so I can get it if needed. Okay, I really don't want to fight that guy now. Maybe after killing this frog. Yeah, we can do it now. Alright, kiting means we may not have even gotten a hit. He may not have even gotten a hit on us there. Don't like all these golems. Although our stats are pretty good now. We're not having too much trouble with them. I don't like that guy either. Can I outrun you? Looks like we can. I'm not going to go into the grotto. Oh, I was trying to avoid that. That miasma has like a gas dispersion like physics, so in a corridor it like blasts like so big, and he only attacked this guy because it was the same turn that I swapped with him, I think. Otherwise I don't think he would have attacked, so I was just trying to get on the other side of this guy first, but he did it anyways. I don't like that. We're really low health right now. This is acceleration and not soul elixir. It might kill us. Another... Okay, we need to... Oh, there's two of them. Okay, it's a soul elixir. I'm turning into a human right now so we can heal. And we're going to automatically read all of our books. So first up is a primer. What are our highest value IDs here? Yeah, pushing a bounty would be pretty nice, but this is probably honey. Oh, we're guaranteed a potion of bounty. One of these is revealing essence. And just because, like, food, honey is more common, I think this is honey, and one of these is each of bounty and revealing essence. So maybe on the next floor we just use both of these. Whether you're gold or identify the, or reveal the whole map. Floor 7's a pretty good floor to know the map too. I could say, I don't really need to drink these until I'm ready to go around buying potions, so we could wait a bit. There's no reason to rush it. Petrify versus Silence. Pretty good. So is Deadeye versus Lizard Leg. I'm gonna assume this is curry noodle soup. Again, food should be more common than acceleration, and then we have 3 of those. Going by probabilities, it's fairly consistent, like just statistically speaking. Let's see if we can find the silence potion. I'm gonna do this. Okay, that was silence. And we have another primer. I'm going to use it on this, see if we can figure out Deadeye and Lizard Leg. That one was an Aether. Now we get to learn a spell. Focus is amazing. Charm is decent. We're not putting points into Int. I think Cleanse is a good utility spell for a non-caster, so let's take that. None of these seem amazing if we're not going to be casting. I'm just going to go with Focus. That might be good in some areas, even if we don't have much going on. Glaciate pairs with Tempest pretty well. I'm going to just grab that here, even though Ward's probably the better utility spell for a non-caster. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm just going to rest to heal. This is the first time we're using any nutrition since we were a vampire this whole time, and vampires don't incur hunger. And we're fairly confident that we probably have 3 honeys or 3 curry noodle soups. It seems like we have a lot of food, especially for never using any nutrition yet. So I am very okay with resting to heal here, because we're basically trading nutrition for health. Alright, there were a lot of enemies up there. I'll probably lure the vampires into the sun. Oh, the sun just went away. There we go. Cool. Start turning these torches on. Alright, so this guy's planted into the ground. Of course you did. You confused me right next to the pit. Alright, I'm just going to shoot you. You know what? I don't care if I fall down the pit. This other guy coming up is a little dangerous. Let's, oh, I can cleanse. Maybe I should have done that first. Oh, 88% failure. Wow, our intelligence is really bad. I didn't realize level 1s had an 88% failure chance at 9 intelligence. It would almost be worth putting a point into intelligence at some point. I guess we have to heal. This guy could kill us if he crits. Do we want to use the holy water, or do we have any other options? It looks like holy water is our only option. I'm not going to use Nostrum because that makes us vulnerable. Could just try to shoot this guy with bullets, but let's just use the holy water. I could also have looked for blood. Actually, we don't have any blood. Turning to a vampire would have made him non-hostile, and then we could have drank our own blood to heal, which is actually a pretty strong strategy. Alright, well, healed up, but still confused. We got there eventually. That mushroom made that a much more difficult encounter than I would have liked. Rarely have that much trouble with them. Pretty surprising, actually. Oh my god. Ooh, that is an early sand viper. That thing's gonna destroy us right now. Now, an antidote would be great. Actually, antidote or bat push would be great. Volatile would be bad. I assume bats are faster than sand vipers, but I don't know. We're not. Oh, my failure was only 13. Why was it less? Was it because I had just failed? Oh, confusion was ruining it. That's what was going on. I didn't consider that. Confusion reduced my failure chance. Yeah, I knew that was like a really odd thing to see, was an 88% failure chance on a level 1 spell. Alright, Sand Viper. We probably lose this 90% of the time if I just fight him right now. So our options are... he's fast, he hits hard, does a lot of poison damage. This Milky Potion is pretty good. Lizard-like, more than Deadeye probably. I think we still lose if we roll Deadeye here. If we were a vampire, then Deadeye would save us, I think. Because then we could hit and drink blood. Deadeye as a vampire means you always spill blood. That's a huge help. Lizard-like gives us plus resist, so it should be good against them. Petrify would be good. I have a feeling this is probably most likely to be ale. We could try drinking this now because we have an extra turn here. Antidote or Bat Potion I think would be good. I'm not sure if Bat is faster than them. I assume it is. Antidote gives you strong resistance to poison, but it only works if you're already poisoned, so we'd have to wait. So I think what I'm going to do here... Tempest would be decent if we could get it on the... if we can get him in water because it slows him. I don't think that saves us either. This is brutal. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-drink this just in case it's Petrify, which is probably not. Tempted to back up to make Tempest more viable. I was hoping... it was pretty likely that would put him next to us. So now we can't really pre-drink. I guess we were never gonna... I guess we can, because we're still not poisoned enough to use that. So let's try this. But now I could try using Tempest as well to get him slowed. Tempest could slow me, though. Or does it never land under you? Choose Tempest. Okay, that was worthless. He missed, though. Lucky us. I guess if I use Tempest here, we could have tried to drag him in here. I thought our chances of getting it in the corridor would be better. I guess our odds were just as good out here, essentially, unless we wanted to pull him back. Regardless of that, let's go ahead and try this now. It was ale as we thought. Okay, now we're poisoned. Only 4 damage. See if we can roll an antidote. Okay. It was a volatile potion. That was like the last thing we wanted to roll. So that poisoned us. We were already poisoned, so that doesn't matter. We got confusion. Seems I can't cast my spells. But this guy's going to be like wandering around confused. That gives us some more turns. I think we still try to roll this antidote, although I'm wondering if we wait. Because we can waste all the turns here poisoned. I don't know how long I think the super poison resist might last for a while. Let's try to roll this. Yeah, 39 turns. Okay, I was afraid it would be like 15 turns and we'd be confused for 9 turns. Okay, so our poison resistance is now... Oh, it's only 3? I thought it was better than that. Jeez. I'm just gonna shoot this guy. I'll use all my bullets. Wow, we actually killed him. That volatile potion actually saved our butts. That was good. Let's get our decks here. Wait out this confusion. Alright. Great encounter. The big mistake there would be to use none of our resources. But we pulled it out. That was an out of death Sand Viper. Out of depth-ish. I feel like they're not super common on this floor, but they can definitely spawn here. Like, you start worrying about them on this floor, like you start worrying about... I don't want to fight that guy. Like, you start worrying about nobles and Solminar on the floor above. Floor 7. The graveyard. So this thing is full of super skeletons. Oh, we don't even have blood yet. We can't... we will turn back into a vampire eventually. Look at that crew. Let me just focus here. Kidding me? I'm just gonna pull you back here. I think we kill you all without losing too much health. Alright, that worked. Alright, let's scope the graveyard. A little scared of these skeletons here. Try fighting one. How much damage did he do to us? 9 and 10. That wasn't too bad. Let's just rest to heal here. Bring this guy up. Those guys are a little dangerous. Let's rest to heal again. We're just going to slow play this a bit. I think the goal is that we turn into a vampire when we leave here anyways. That wasn't too bad. Try to isolate these guys, even if it means we have to take an extra couple of hits. Okay, this is the mausoleum. We want to get there and turn into a vampire. That would be good. Let's just play this slow. Again, we have a lot of nutrition. We can afford to rest to heal. Okay. We got there. We'll just clear this for some XP. I think we're going to do the mausoleum right away. I'm a little concerned. Yeah, blood does drop on torches, by the way. I did correct myself, but it has been a couple of months since I played this game, so... let's keep going Dex. Alright, I would like to rest to heal a bit before turning to a vampire. Maybe that's not going to happen. I was hoping at least maybe I'd land... I'd turn and be able to drink up my blood. This is fine though, because the enemies on this first floor are pretty easy and drop blood. So we should be able to heal pretty readily here, without any real danger. Alright, so the mausoleum is full of weapons. Or not weapons, but like equipment. We only have like... We have weak equipment. +2, +1, +3. You auto-sell equipment if it's below what you have, so I'm not going to pick up this sword until we see if there aren't, like, higher level swords. So I pick up that sword. See, I pulled him back so I can get to that blood. If I pick up that sword and then we find a +7 sword right afterwards, then I go from +6 to +7. If I pick up the +7 sword first, then I get +7 and then I get a bunch of gold. There's a +8 breastplate and a +6 revolver, +6 sword. I'm just going to keep tabs on all that. Alright, there's a +8 breastplate upstairs. We're probably not going to see higher than that. Maybe I should just pick that up. We also have a bounty potion. Yeah, let's just... That's over there now. And this is right by the stairs. Alright, boss room. Looking vulnerable, let's walk that out. So we've got bullets, +7 sword, +3 armor, more bullets, 11. That's a good stack. +6, +3. I don't have an easy way to get to any of those, so I'm not going to try. Alright, when we come back down, it looks like this left path is safe. And there's a bunch of vampires here. Okay, let's pick up... not a lot of equipment, actually. Although armor, sword, gun is probably... It's a pretty good set to end up with. Okay. Where do we want to go from here? We should try and take on floor 7. If the pharmacopeia is there, that would be great. Yeah, let's do this. I think we need to turn into a human just to heal. We have 3 soul elixirs, we can do that. We could fight the Strigoi, the boss down there. Silence Potion's pretty good for him, but he actually, even though he's a caster primarily, a very, very strong melee combatant. So I'm not going to do that. Alright, let's just full heal here. See, we haven't used any food yet, even though we've been resting to heal and stuff. We've been very efficient there. Okay, there are vampires in this room. Oh no, they're humans. Okay. I guess I could have just fought them as a vampire and we would have had full health to go to the next level with. I was thinking those were vampires. Okay, so I can... We can... Okay, here's the thing. If I see a noble on this floor, we're in trouble. Or that. That's scary. That's really scary. We take a different stair. Okay, they're right up here wandering around. I'm sticking around to these pits so I can jump down if a noble shows up. I'm afraid of a noble, which are the high-level vampires. One of the things that you normally do with a noble is I could drink blood to transform at this stage, but we don't have that option. We have a lot of sunlight here right now, which would help. Like, who is this? That's the knight. I forgot about these dudes. These are highly resistant to everything except for sunlight. Oops, I screwed that up. You basically have to drag them in the sunlight. This isn't good. You know what? Later. Didn't even take that much damage from that. I want to shoot this guy. I hope I don't draw too much attention from that. I'm gonna lure these guys to the pit again. That guy's down. This Balar dragon dude is still here. I'm back. This is fun. I've never been in a situation where I was able to take advantage of these pits quite like this. Alright, that was indeed Curry. I would normally turn these off so when we're back here as a vampire we can fight these guys, but the Balor, that dragon that's running around, cannot see us in the light, so we're gonna keep these on just in case he gets close to us. Which you probably shouldn't now that we're out of that area, but you never know. Alright, we are not going to be raising our intelligence high enough to take any spells level 2, so I think Glaciate is out of the question here. I don't really want Charm here. Whirlwind is interesting, and it's pretty good for certain situations. That might be better than Focus here. Focus might be good to save for the Princess Werewolf trick. I don't remember if that's still in the game or not, though. Might have been patched out. I think I would gamble that over taking Whirlwind here. Otherwise, Whirlwind is pretty good in certain cases. Probably decent for the Strigoi. It knocks him in the water, right? Take the mana. Poke my head up there. Pharmacopeia. This is super ideal for us. And we found a hawker. Oh, let's buy up these soul elixirs. Wait, no, we'll buy them as a vampire later. But what else do you have? Possibly blood. Oh, you have a key too, which I probably wouldn't buy normally, but it looks like we're going to have a bounty potion, which should give us enough money for that. Alright, this is pharmacopeia. You are permanently delusioned here. Hallucinations, you don't know what anything is. You can often determine it based on how they act, though. Like that guy knocked us back, so we know it's one of those brawler vampires. Whoa, I played that fight like I was a vampire because I'm used to being a vampire in here, and I almost died because of it. I was wasting turns trying to pick up blood, even though blood doesn't do anything. I was gonna say, this place is really safe as a vampire generally. It's a harpy. Those are new and they spawn in here. Wait, that's a frog disguised as a frog. You don't... You're not gonna fool me, frog. So, but yeah, I was gonna talk about the vampires in here. Very safe. I prefer to be here as a vampire. If I find it early, I think we're strong enough that we don't care right now. This place is normally full of potions, but we haven't seen much yet. Have we seen any? There's one. Moved too fast and got poisoned. Alright, I missed a few rooms it looks like. Let's go over here. Oh, I didn't miss them. I just didn't scout the walls because they were dark, I think. So we didn't gain many potions at all here, did we? Volatile potion. Do confused enemies cast spells? I wonder if that's... Oops, I just rested. That's fine, but I didn't mean to do that. I wonder if that's good for, like, the Strigoi. We're just turned to a vampire, so everything that's left here is going to go hostile on us. I don't want to do level 2 here. Level 2 is pretty dangerous. I think we go back up. Alright, so we found the mausoleum and the pharmacopeia. Level 8, it starts to get really dangerous. I usually only go up here this early if one of these is available, because I think these are the two biggest power boosts. We haven't seen library or greenhouse, or I'm sorry, not greenhouse, library or gallery yet. Gallery is a pretty good first boss kill for us. Because of this, the silence potion works very well against them. Same with the library for the princess. I think we should go upstairs and roll our bounty potion. And revealing essence potion. So the library is on this floor and it's right here. So we could potentially go up there if we wanted to see those. We leave the lights off here. Okay, none of those are potions of bounty. That would have been really sweet. I'm gonna buy these because they might be blood. We should buy a primer. Oh, another silence potion. That's super clutch. I have one antidote. Probably don't need another. We have a bounty potion though, so I think we'll be able to afford whatever we want. Alright, so the bounty potion is going to be this. Sweet. 4,000 gold. I actually could have waited on that until we actually had something to buy. I have a +1 shield. I'm actually going to buy this +8 shield, which I would never do if we didn't have a bounty potion. But we have a lot of money, and that's a pretty big upgrade. Like, we're probably going to come across like other shields that are good enough, but going from +1 to +8, and we still have 3,000 plus gold is a pretty good position, I think. Do we want to sneak into the library? The library is pretty brutal as a vampire. Would just give us primers and blood, or primers and I was thinking that using a primer to identify this potion to see if we had blood would be good. But primers and manuals are pretty rare, not guaranteed. Grimoires aren't very high value for us. Primers aren't even that high value for us right now. We could dip our head in there. Let's see what it looks like up here. Any other Solminar? That would have been quite dangerous. This room is hell. I wonder if I pop a silence potion here. I think we just turn into a human, especially if we're about to go in the library, and then this guy shouldn't be too bad in human form either. Alright, so we auto-read our books. But we have a dead eye. So the calculation there was this guy one-on-one would be super dangerous for a vampire. This guy one-on-one would be super dangerous for a vampire. This guy shouldn't be too bad solo for the player. This guy is annoying. Although she's going to make water, which is going to help fight him, I think. What's your water resistance, actually? You're vulnerable. Yeah, he's in water. He's going to die. Okay, she slowed me. I'm going to try and cleanse that. It worked, but then she did it again. She's out of mana. I'm going to try and cleanse it again. Wait. I think her melee attack just is slow, so I should just deal with it. I'm gonna shoot her because we have a higher chance to hit. Okay, that worked great. You see how we missed her? Alright, look at this. Miss. You miss. You miss. You miss. I tried healing or cleansing a few times, kind of foolishly. So how many misses was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 misses in a row, and then I just shot her twice and hit twice and killed. Those guys are brutal if you don't have like 17 dex or so. My dex is only 12. That's the other thing. Those guys in particular, that Naiad is the reason I will always raise dex to some minimum level, probably like 15, more comfortably like 17. Because if you're a vampire and you run into one of those and you don't have good dex, you will just lose because you won't be able to hit them. Also, these guys, when they slow you and you get in water, which slows you, is really brutal. It used to be like extremely nasty, but I think it got fixed. The way they both stacked used to be like really brutal. Alright, this level's pretty solid, or pretty not bad for a human. You gotta watch out for the blood golems and the rare I can't even think of the name right now. The high level vampires, nobles. And we're gonna dip into the gallery right here. Instead of spending too much time on this level, I'm much more comfortable in the gallery than that level. I think we can actually get a key here. I'm gonna feel out where we are, okay. So the Gorgon Queen, the boss of this level, is always in the middle. Try and lure some of these other Gorgons up. I'm gonna eat real quick in case I want to cast spells. Consumes nutrition. Alright, there she is. I think I can shoot you. Oh, look. I don't know these walls are here, but the game does, so it's not letting me shoot her. Oh, shoot. I knew I wasn't supposed to walk there. He probably made noise, too. Hang on, let's rest to heal. Alright. Alright, so she turned me into a statue. What this boss does, if you don't know, she will petrify you with her gaze, and then she will blast you. That blast does a bazillion damage while you are petrified. So I can cleanse right now to undo this. I could use silence to prevent her from being able to cast. I think we could shoot to kill. I'm gonna cleanse because it probably has a one more bullet kills. I'm gonna cleanse here. Okay, I'm just gonna attack her melee. All right, we got the kill. Very clean fight. A lot of times when you shoot her like that, these snakes that fall off of her tend to get in the way of your bullets, so you can't always shoot her that much, which can be pretty annoying. But it worked out there. Alright, let's keep pumping dex because that's becoming an issue. Alright, these snakes should be easy to clean up now. Which ring is this? Physical resist. Very, very good. And speed. That's a great ring for us right now. Alright, I do have to watch out for these other Gorgons. Statue form. I'm going to cleanse this. Yeah, it worked. Let me grab the ring. Ooh, I should not have moved down here for that gold because of the noble. I think if he crit me, I could have died. Alright, I need to rest to heal. Cool. Alright. I kept these torches off so she couldn't see me, but I could see her. Was her eye? Wow, look at this. Double manuals. I wish we could get into these. Maybe I should have grabbed the blast spell. We would have never been able to cast it. I think blast... I guess blast 3 opens that? Because the Gorgon Queen only has blast 3, right? And she could get in? Or do you need blast 4? I don't remember. Bomb gets in there. And actually, now that bomb, you can choose the potion. Or is that just a bombardier thing? I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a while since I played some of these classes. Bomb will get you in there reliably. So maybe we can find a bomb spell in library and bust those open. What else was there? I wasn't paying attention. Not much else that we care about. Alright, well we got our first ring of this session, of this run. I think we had a few scary moments with that sand viper early. Otherwise, we've had some pretty clean fights here. That was a really clean first ring. Getting graveyard and pharmacopeia early was a really good find for us, and then being able to take advantage of our essence potion to quickly find library and gallery here instead of doing something else was really good. We have baths here. I forget what the boss there does. I wonder if silence works well there. Oh, you know what works great there is glaciate. That's what we need. Okay. Glaciate's going to be super clutch in there. So we could probably do the bats next if we want. Let's call this part here, though. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will continue here, and we could try the library too. I'm afraid of the golems and the nobles in there. I think we're going to go down to the baths. There's a few things we can do. We're probably going to turn into a vampire by the time we get down there. So we're going to hit up all of these hawkers on the way now that we have gold, and we're going to buy a bunch of potions and stuff, which will go a long way. We'll hit up the baths here. Then we'll probably come up and try to do library or mausoleum 2. I think we're going to start feeling pretty comfortable there. So this run is going great so far. But yeah, we'll continue in the next session. So thanks for watching, guys. And again, if you guys want to support me on Patreon, the new Patreon is up on patreon.com/Tonehack. Be the best way to support me from now on. And also, if you want to join the Tonehack community, we have a lot of fun on the Discord server. So tonehack.net/Discord will get you a quick link there. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.